Isis Vincenzo Corrado, WeConnectVolturno project. Recognizing fake news. What is meant by fake news? Fake news is intentionally false or misleading information, often created to influence opinions, profit, for example, through clicks, or damage the reputation of people or organizations. Typical characteristics of fake news. 1. High-sounding and sensational headlines, clickbait, you'll never believe what happened next. Often in all caps, full of exclamation points, and using language intended to evoke a strong emotional response, anger, indignation, fear, with no room for uncertainty. SPID cancelled tonight, millions of digital identities wiped out, panic and identity theft throughout Italy. Last night, without warning, a catastrophic breach wiped out all SPID accounts. Thousands of people suddenly found themselves without access to their health records, their 730 tax return, and INPS services. Internal sources, who spoke anonymously, are speaking of a coordinated cyber attack that exploited a backdoor left by a foreign provider. Within minutes of the attack, databases and digital ID cards were reportedly cloned and sold en masse on the dark web. It's as if they cut off the power to half the country, says an anonymous operator. Schools closed their learning platforms. Hospitals had to return to paper records. The government has reportedly convened a crisis unit, but meanwhile, panic is growing. Groups of citizens are organizing roadblocks in front of providers' offices to demand immediate responses. Some politicians are demanding the removal of the heads of the companies that manage SPID. SPID remains active but is changing. What's really happening and what you need to know. What really happened? SPID has not been eliminated. The service has been confirmed, and the agreement with the providers has been renewed to continue providing it, avoiding an immediate shutdown. Some providers have introduced an annual fee. Major providers, e.g., Aruba, InfoCert, Register.it, have made SPID a paid service for renewal or new users, amounts around €5.98 per year or similar. This doesn't mean all providers charge a fee. Some, like Poste Italienne, are still offering it free of charge for now. The government has allocated funds for SPID providers. In March 2025, a decree was signed allocating approximately €40 million to providers to support the service. There's talk of evolving toward more integrated systems, CIE and IT wallet. Projects and initiatives exist to develop the IT wallet and strengthen the electronic identity card as a means of access. However, these are gradual advances and not an instant replacement for SPID. What this means for users, in practice. You can continue to use SPID, there has been no general cancellation or sudden interruption of service. Beware of providers. If your SPID is managed by Aruba, InfoCert, Register.it, or others who have announced fees, you may be required to accept a paid renewal to maintain your account with that provider. Alternatively, you can migrate to a provider that still offers the free service, if available. In the coming years, the CIE and the IT wallet are likely to become increasingly central, but the transition will be gradual and informational tools for citizens should be provided. Unknown or suspicious source. The author or publication is not well known or does not have a reputation for seriousness, e.g., anonymous blogs, unprofessional sites. Deceptive URLs. The web address, URL, is very similar to that of a well-known newspaper, but with small variations, e.g. ilfataquotidino.it instead of ilfataquotidiano.it. Errors and unusual layout, frequent spelling, grammatical, or syntax errors. Unusual text formatting or layout, full of advertisements or elements that interfere with reading. Lack of sources and data, there are no citations, references, or links to studies, documents, or experts that support the claims. The names of experts, institutions, or social media profiles are used that appear to be non-existent or fake. How can I protect myself from fake news? To distinguish the true from the false, you will have to be a real detective. Verification methods, fact-checking, analyze the source, who published. Check URL, check the web address to make sure it is not a fake. Search for the header. If you're unfamiliar with the site, look for the About Us or About section. A reliable source is transparent about its identity, mission, and editorial team. Check the author. Who is the author of the article? Is he or she an expert in the field he or she is discussing? Search for their name to see what other articles they've written about and in what publications. Search the topic. If the news is important or sensational, it should also be reported by other reliable sources, national newspapers, accredited news agencies. Check the date, check the publication date. Sometimes, true but old news is repurposed as current to mislead. Check images and videos. Reverse image search. Fake news often uses real photos that are out of context or have been retouched. You can use tools like Google Images to do a reverse image search and find out where the image came from, when it was taken, and in what original context it appeared. Deepfake. The term deepfake comes from the combination of deep learning and fake, and refers to multimedia content manipulated using artificial intelligence. In practice, it involves videos, images, or audio in which the appearance or voice of a real person is altered, often to make them say or do things they've never done. How it works? Deepfakes are based on artificial neural networks, specifically so-called generative adversarial networks, GANs. These networks learn from existing data, photos or videos of the person, and generate new, realistic images or videos by replacing faces or imitating their voices. Applications: positive, film and entertainment, actor substitutions, special effects, video games, training, and virtual reality. Negative, spread of fake news, online scams, non-consensual pornography, and political manipulation. Risks: deepfakes can undermine trust in online information and cause reputational damage. Pay attention to unnatural or robotic facial movements, especially around the mouth and eyes. Inaccurate audio-video synchronization, lighting and shadows that seem unreal or inconsistent. Thank you.